to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host with the most, Nana Abina, and joining me are my lovely co-hosts.
Priscilla.
Letty.
Now, I know we have some explaining to do. Also, please excuse my voice. I'm recovering from a cold. But yeah, we have some explaining to do. I know some of you have been anticipating new episodes. We've seen your DMs. We hear you. Of course, we've clearly been gone for some time with no explanation. Well, outside of lifing, the main cause of our delay, what had happened was, the venue that we first used, which was, our church, they relocated. So I was trying to find another place that we can record at. In the middle of that, got a little lazy, life got in the way. But, that's in the past. We're here, we're back. So we do want to take time to say thank you to all of our supporters, to all of our subscribers, our old subscribers. Thank you for just waiting on us. Our new subscribers, thank you for tuning in. We truly appreciate you all. We would not have an active channel without you all, so we thank you so much. And if you want to continue to keep up with us outside of YouTube, I'm going to put our links in the bio. We have Tea with Nana, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter pages. So, you won't miss us for too long when we're gone. So as you've noticed, outside of a change in background, we have a new co-host. Our previous co-hosts are still part of the team. So there's no drama. This is not the Joe Budden podcast. No shade. Kidding. There's no drama. Tashi and Siki are still very much my girls. We hang out all the time. We vacation together. People have conflicting schedules, and that's completely fine. But don't be surprised if you see them in some future episodes. Letty is a new addition to the team, and of course, Priscilla, you all know her. So I'm sure you all will love her. So let's get straight to the tea, politics. So when we first filmed, I think the first recording of the podcast, Joe Biden became like our new president, and he basically annihilated Trump in their presidential election. So ironically, now that we're sitting here, Trump has become our president-elect at the moment. He won this year's presidential election against Kamala Harris. How do you all feel about the turn in events and the future of our country for the next 4 years, at least after, he's been officially elected in?
Well, honestly, I honestly don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. I am just going to stay quiet about it and see what's going to happen in the future. I think there's going to be major changes. And I just honestly just think that there's just going to be a lot of changes. I don't know what's going to happen. He has said a lot of things, and I'm just going to be here to watch. I'm the type of person that I'm just going to see what's going to happen.
I hear you. Yeah. Same here. That's safe to say. What about you, Letitia? Are you excited?
It's iffy. I don't know. I don't know where I stand yet, but he has said a lot of what he thinks he wants to do. So we have to wait and watch and see what his plan is. If he is going to go through with a lot of the stuff that he says about deportation and a whole lot of stuff. So we got to watch and see. But all we just hope is that there will be peace in the country, constant peace. That is like what I'm hoping for the next 4 years.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, I know when he was first elected, a small sect of his supporters were just doing a lot. We have the Proud Boys and, it was just a lot going on. So I definitely hope that this term is a lot more peaceful and that he, you know, he kind of calms down in some of his rhetorics. So let's get into some local tea, some local news. So, as some of you might know, again, President elect Donald Trump, as you mentioned, is very much in support of border control. An article from Fox News on November 14th states that he's planning on executing a mass deportation. And here in Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson plans on shutting down shelter housing for migrants in Chicago. For those of you who don't know, there's been an influx of migrants in Chicago from Ukraine, refugees who escaped the war between Russia and UK in 2022. According to an article by WTTW News and NBC Chicago 5 reported how Venezuelans were also leaving their country as well to come to Chicago due to poverty stemming from, social and political events. Now, some Chicagoans were not too happy about this. And early this year, there were a lot of protests. There was protests last year from Chicagoans. How do you all feel about the recent influx of migrants and refugees in this city?
I'm half and half. So, my part-time job, we do handle placements when it comes to shelter, and it's like I'm in the fence about it. One part is there are some good people who are here, and people have to realize damn near half of the United States are all foreigners. Maybe everybody is.
Yeah.
Okay. And sometimes we're so ignorant in not understanding that, as if we forgot once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? And we tend to do this. At one time I was like, oh my gosh, it's a lot of them. There's a lot of Venezuelans. I got so used to because of where everybody was around me. And I just like, hey, Priscilla, you have, family. You have people who've been here for a long time. You have people who came here to live the American dream. Now, some are good people, actually. And to me, I feel like it's harder now than what it was back in the day. Mm-hmm. Because now everybody is, the Venezuelans, that's just the name. There's nobody else. Everybody is, it's not the Africans, it's not the Puerto Ricans.
I'm glad it's
not
not
Mexicans. It's the Venezuelans. That's the name of everything. Then Venezuelans come in. There's not only Venezuelans,
exactly.
So sometimes you gotta be educated on that. Mm-hmm. And it kills me to say that, but the next reason why I say that there are some people who they do need to, some of them are bad that needs to leave. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I lost my train of thought real quick.
Don't worry, you get it back.
At the same time, I felt like we should have controlled it better.
Yeah.
I think if it was just a small portion of migrants coming into Chicago, it would have been fine. That's how everything comes in. They come in small portions. Maybe there was a mass, don't get me wrong, because it happened back in the day. Mm-hmm. But I think they didn't control it correctly. Mm. So as a result, what we're experiencing here is now the migrants no longer have that place that they were at one point. And everybody is frustrated. Mm-hmm. And once again, they're back at Venezuelans. We got to kick them out. We got to go. I can't wait till Trump comes in. Y'all got to understand, if this goes through next year, it's going to be hell. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say that is, you talk about Chicago, New York migrants. Yes. It's not only Venezuelans.
But you have to know that in New York, they are shutting down most of the shelters.
Yeah, they are shutting it down just like They're
Yes,
having
Yeah.
to,
they're shutting
but
it
because of
down
Trump.
because of Trump. Because like
So we'll see.
We'll have to see.
I'm telling you, we can't curse, but yeah, I'm telling you,
They're
you
gonna
know
find
the
out.
see the
You know?
craziness, and then they already prepared. Trump is probably already prepared. He probably already has backup. We don't know what's going to happen. He's probably already got backup from communication that we don't know about. I'm just telling you, you have to see what's going to happen. I'm going to be quiet, but it's going to start next year and probably in the middle of that month. Whatever who's going to come down, the marshals, whatever backup he has, but and then some, and there's going to be some violence.
You know,
I agree. There's gonna be
you
protests.
remind me
People
of
are gonna be
I just moved from Chicago to up the suburbs, and
Oh. How's that?
girl, so I went to one of our meetings, our HOA meetings, and that was one of the things that they were talking about because in the neighborhood I live in, most of the people who own their townhomes are Mexicans, and what they are doing is they are inviting
Venezuela.
Venezuelans, Mexicans who don't have documentation to live in their home with, and they are trying to get a watchdog or watchman to roam around and start knocking on doors. And if you are not a homeowner or the homeowner is not renting to you and you are there, they are going to try and kick you out, which is outrageous because it doesn't matter. If they live there, they are a tenant. You can't go around and be telling people that you are going to kick them out. Which
They're gonna
even
kick
yesterday, they are going to kick them out because they have a lot of, our parking lots are 2 parking lot per townhome, which some of them cars are a lot. They got like maybe 4 or 5 cars and they're parking on the street, and you can't do that. So yesterday they had this big board meeting to try and convince landlords who have rented their properties out to Mexicans to check to see how many Mexicans live in the home.
Wow. Wait, Mexicans?
Just anybody, any
Like anything
migrants,
that's a migrant or an migrant.
migrants who
Wow.
live in the home. So I feel like Trump's administration is going to be a hot mess.
Okay, so let's talk about what's trending in Chicago music scene. So we have to talk about Lil Durk's arrest. For those of you who don't know, Lil Durk is a Chicago rap artist that was recently, allegedly, y'all are not going to suffocate me, charged in a murder for hire
Shame.
plan. According to Forbes, he has pleaded not guilty after being indicted by a grand jury on felony charges. They're claiming that he allegedly wanted to plan to unalive another rapper by the name of Quando Rondo. So these charges are basically saying that Lil Durk targeted this Quando Rondo individual to avenge King Von, his artist's death. So, how do you all think that he's even capable of something like this? Like, to have money and status at that power, at that level, and to sit and plan to, kill someone. I don't know. I know people do it every day, but I just feel like he's much more mature now. He
It don't stop no rapper.
he's just been doing a lot of influential things before this whole thing happened. He got his criminal record cleared. I don't know how that's going to work in his favor. He had got the keys to the city, I think to Maywood. So he was doing just a lot of things to help out in the community. And it seems like he was cleaning up his image. So do y'all think he's capable of this?
Okay, I don't know much about Lil Durk. Oh,
Yeah,
I
Lil Durk.
guess that's the name, Lil Durk. I never listened to his music, not because I don't like him. I don't know him, and so I don't have much to say. But rappers do a lot because they want a name for themselves in a different part of group. So maybe that's what he was trying to do. There was this guy who killed Nipsey Hussle just because. So there are people who, and if he was trying to avenge
King
his artist King Von, that's
I
not
just feel like
family though.
well, I don't know. They were like fake cousins. I don't know how they're related. I know they had a bond.
Okay.
So
If that is true, I feel bad for him that this is happening. If he was cleaning up his image and trying to live a better life, I feel like this is a bad time. And if he has any kids and his family, we are so sorry for them and we wish them well. And I hope that if it's true, they get the justice that they deserve if he actually did do this. If not, then let's just
yeah, we're gonna leave it to the judge.
yes.
How do you feel, Priscilla? You seem like you're holding your thoughts
Yeah,
back.
she's holding a lot in.
You think
Breathing.
he's capable of this? You think he got his lick back?
I just we tend. It's just a lot of death.
Yeah, there has been a lot
Especially
of
with the young
that.
people, and it's a pattern. So, especially if you're used to something that you were surrounded with all your life,
Mm-hmm.
when you get older, most of the time, not all the time, you see a switch and a change because you want to get better.
That's how I
And,
feel.
I am going to wrap the question, but a lot of these young rappers, they just gotta be careful. With popular culture right now, they may not care if he did it or he did not.
Yeah, they were
That's
trolling
an
it.
example.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw, like, even when after King Von died, a lot of his fans, from what I saw on Instagram, when he would make a
Loved
post, they would, a lot of Lil Durk, a lot of King Von and Lil Durk fans would be under his pictures and posts and be like, "Oh, you didn't? How come you haven't slid for King Von yet?" And for those of you who don't know, it's like, why haven't you avenged your artist friend's death yet? So people are also speculating that those things might have gotten to his head, and
you got
like, why would you fall into that trap if that's true?
True.
You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, some people are very, very, very extremely talented and are very lovable. Piggyback to King Von. I didn't know him. I knew him for that about maybe about a month or two when they were talking about him, and then he died. I was listening to his music and everything like that. But he could have been a talented brother.
Yes, yeah.
But
Um,
I'm in the fence with that too. It's just that's why I get quiet because my mind has a lot of stuff when I be like, man, what if this person, and then I think about what that person had to do to get to that point. We don't know.
mhm. Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, we're not there.
yeah, that's true. We don't know. You know, even though I like some of his music, Lil Durk. Judging on the
I guess now I know. I listen to his music in your car, huh?
Of course.
Okay, I guess I know of him, but I haven't listened to his music
Like
before.
personally.
Yeah, personally, apart from listening to it when you play it.
And just quickly, we don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Social media, music industry is a lot of crazy stuff that happens.
Yes.
Yeah,
You gotta have real tough skin to handle the bull crap that's coming.
Yeah, agreed. Well, you know, I truly hope he didn't do it. That it's all speculation, and that if he didn't do it, he beats the case. I'm wishing the best for him and his family. So now let's go to the motherland. It's time for Africa. We have a new segment covering what's trending in African news. So let's get into the tea. On November 5th, CNN issued an article about a scandal involving an individual by the name of Baltasar Ibang Iganga. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Who is who is seemingly related to the president of Equatorial Guinea, according to AfricaReport.com. So they're alleging that he had inappropriate relations with several women in his office and other places, and apparently filmed these interactions. Some of these women were married to government officials, and some of them were even, I think, married to his family members, allegedly. So the news went viral all over social media.
It's still going viral.
It's still going viral. Everyone is a little in shock. Why do you all think that so many women were willing to just have these inappropriate,
you can say that.
Yeah, inappropriate relations with him? Like he's a married man.
I'm so serious because
that
he's not dead.
Oh,
like,
really?
He's dead? Why? You
That
think
he's
that?
not dead.
He's not dead because you don't mess with no. He might. I can't wait till his documentary.
There's a documentary coming out.
I don't think there is a documentary.
I just think that's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Because the documentary of the controversial discussion that we're talking about.
Okay.
There was so many different articles. It was just all over the place with this one because he was it was allegedly with some Top Gun family members. I said I'm surprised he ain't dead because, in a sense of, some man will kill you.
It started as they said he was being charged with corruption. Later, it says the wife was also involved in such activity with some of these officials.
I heard that too.
So some of the wife's tape came out, and hers is worse than the man.
What is going on?
Wait, his wife?
Yes.
Articles are all over the place.
And and people are even like shaming the wife. And I'm like, it's not fair, humans. When the husbands came out, we were like applauding him and saying how.
I wasn't applauding.
Look, we were not applauding him, but
like
the men were making dances, like videos about how he's a man. And when the wife came out, people were like, "Oh, why would she do that? She's a married woman. You are not." And I'm like, have you guys forgotten that this same married woman with 6 kids? And some articles, allegedly, they said some of the kids might not be his.
I was just going to say that.
Might not be his too.
What?
But I'm
Maybe
like,
they have an open marriage.
I can't wait to.
I think I don't know what type of open marriage they have, but that's crazy.
They were blaming a lot of the women more so. Than because they were saying, why would you cheat on your husband?
But you have to know that he's in a position that maybe they needed something from him. That's how I looked at it. That maybe
the women that were
also some of the videos you can see that they were like into it. So
sorry. Okay.
You see that maybe some of the video they look like they were into it. So like maybe it wasn't forced.
Yeah.
And he came out to say it wasn't forced. He didn't force. And I'm like, that's a bad thing for Equatorial Guinea. This is the first thing to hit the national news is this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Africa, we don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do y'all think that it's like a reflection of African countries that have men in power? Because we hear about the slay queens and transgenders that claim that they have interactions with the men that are in political powers and that are political electives and things of that nature. Do y'all think it's like an African thing that things like this go viral, or do you all think that it's more covered in Africa? Because we're really infamous for having some type of national figure that has like a side chick, or like
they all have side chicks.
And I know that it happens everywhere, but for some reason it seems to get covered more in Africa, or that's the news that it hits us, at least from what I see. Like, how do you all feel about that?
I feel like some of these men, maybe when they were growing up, they didn't have enough love from females. so they get into the
Yeah.
position of power, and they take advantage of that, because African presidents and government officials are really, really known for this.
Yes.
And it's really sad because most Africans women will not go to college or anything, because that is what they want to grow up to become. I work two jobs to get to where I'm at, but an African would think that that's crazy. Why do I have to work any job to get anything?
Wait,
But
is this
they got houses and
like back home or like
yeah,
here?
back home, not here, of course not in
Okay.
America. Back home, these girls who are so influenced that they don't have to work, because in our culture as Africans, women are not required to do like typical African household. Women are not required to work like how men do.
They're not expected to. Yeah.
We are not expected to. So
And
when
there's
we get
not
yes,
income jobs for them.
so when you meet a man who wants to provide for you, why not? But you have to know that these men have wives, and Africans are really, really known for having too many side chicks and causing so many of these women thinking that it's the norm.
Yeah.
It's
I
okay
see
to
that.
be like my side chick, and I'm going to get you everything. And they do get them everything. So they don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. Couldn't be me.
I don't know, but maybe if I'm in Africa.
I think it's definitely a bad look. I hope not.
It is a bad look on Africa in general.
Yeah. So who else have been giving their country a bad name lately?
Ooh.
Puff Daddy. Let's get into it. So this is our cancel or uncancel segment. Now, Sean Diddy Combs has been charged with racketeering and forms of trafficking that we can't say on YouTube. According to an article by BBC News, he was arrested on September 16th. He's currently being held in federal prison. Allegedly, over 24 people have filed lawsuits against him, according to the BBC News article, ranging from women, some men, some underage victims. And between now and then, a lot of things have happened. There's been released surveillance footage of Diddy assaulting R&B singer Cassie in 2016, which in response, Diddy made an Instagram video allegedly showing remorse, although not stating any names or detailing the events. He did make that video after the Cassie footage was released. So following the accusations in the video, he stepped down as CEO of Revolt TV. I'm not sure if it's before or after, but according to a Revolt Instagram post, he stepped down as CEO. He lost the keys to New York City, according to the Guardian. The Vulture reported that Howard University revoked his honorary degree. I say all this to say, judging from all of this, it's safe to say, in my opinion, that he's probably been canceled. So should he remain canceled? Letitia, do you think he should remain canceled?
I think he should remain canceled.
Why?
Okay. I personally feel like them taking his honorary was not cool. They shouldn't have, but if that is what it takes to get somebody canceled, then I guess so be it.
Interesting. Do you think he should remain canceled? Priscilla?
For right now, yeah, he should remain canceled.
Why do you all say that? Is it because of the charges and the things that occurred?
Yeah, the charges and the things that occur, and I also feel that it's a bit of karma. A lot of people don't know what happened behind closed doors, and I think something happened. A lot of bad stuff happened, but I'm a little on the fence about it, but not on the fence because of the negative things. It's just that it's just once again shame.
You know, I guess in my opinion, I guess from before I'll say, for him to be canceled, it depends on everybody's individuality and everybody's values and beliefs of what transpired between him and his community and what went on in his household. For him to be a father of so many kids, I feel like a lot of things shouldn't have happened, but it did. And I hope the kids are getting well taken care of. Actually, they are. But I hope that they find the father that he was before all this happened. They keep that in their mind, you know.
I think he should too. And I'm only saying that judging from the alleged video of him assaulting Cassie. I feel like if you're capable of that, you're probably capable of some of the things he's being accused of. And now if he's innocent, I'll get back here and apologize, even though I'm sure he doesn't care about, our thoughts. But I think for now he should remain canceled as well, at least until after a ruling has been made from the judge. Before we go, we do want to introduce a new segment called Name 3, where we name 3 things that should never be canceled, unlike Diddy. So for this episode, we're going to name 3 Chicago slangs or phrases that should never be canceled. I'll go first. I think the word G, if you know, you know. And for our Gen Z audience, the word gang will never replace the word G. If you know, you know. And whole time, though. I love that phrase. And do your research. That's my favorite one, because do your research on why cancel culture is the best podcast out there. Anyways, what about you, Letitia?
I I guess I'll say jack off. I'm sorry.
What?
Wait, no, what? I just look on Google and that's what it says.
No.
Jack
What's
off.
the other 2?
Right, and the other 2 it says shy, because I guess we are from the shy. So, and I guess Windy City, but there. So I don't DA. I don't know who is using that, but Google says somebody in Chicago is using. Oh wait. I guess I can say pop.
Oh yeah, pop instead of soda. Yeah.
Yes, we say that a lot too.
That's like
so
a phrase. Yeah,
so
that's a vernacular.
That would never be canceled.
That would never be
I went
canceled.
to
Yeah.
North Carolina
Oh, I'm a pop
recently, and I said, "Did you want me to get some pop?" And the guy was like, "You must be from Chicago." And I'm like, "Yeah." Guys still say pop. I'm like,
yes, it is pop. So I don't know what's your talk about, but I'll always say pop. So.
What about you, Priscilla? What's your 3?
I think my 3 will always be stop tweaking. That's
Ooh,
I'ma still keep it.
Ooh, my stepmom says it's a lot.
You tweaking. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's a quick decision. And then another one is Joe.
Definitely.
Say Joe about everything. They say who's Joe? Say Joe. I don't know. You know whoever it is, but I like Joe. And 5 is my favorite one.
Yeah.
You look 5. I mean, you look good. I use 5 for everything when it comes to food because it's 5. And I love it.
Yeah, that's her favorite word.
Sorry.
I feel like with you, it's gonna be hard with food.
Yeah, she think everything. Well, no,
you
don't think
everything. You are very picky with food. So for you to say food is fine, I'm like wondering what food you ate.
That means that it's so good. It's amazing. If it's not 5, it's I'm not gonna say it's 5. I'm just saying it's okay.
Okay. All right. And one more thing before we head out, I do want to tell you about this book written by my sister, Christine Quay Amon, The Secrets We Keep. It's a very good book. The plot is crazy. It's a romance novel. I highly recommend it. It's for our 18 and up married couple audiences. in my opinion. But you can purchase it on Amazon. It's a really good read. For anyone who wants to promote their products, be a guest on our show, please email us at tway9012@gmail.com. The link will be in our bio. Thank you so much for watching, you all. It's good to be back, and we back for a good time. I mean, we're back for a long time, not a good time. Okay, it's good to be back, and see you all at the next episode. Bye.